moving on to the switch case type of command, and the switch case type of command is very similar to the if-else command. However, it's more applicable to cases where you're dealing with probability or you have a large set of data you want to manipulate. And in the switch case type of format, you have the first thing is your switch variable, right? So let's call it x in this case. So let's say x equals 3. So this, I'm gonna call it my switch variable. So it could be anything depending on what you're dealing with. And then I'm gonna start writing the body of this switch command. So again, the first line is switch and x. So I'm using x as my switch. And be careful, again, the first letter has to be small. If you write it using a capital S, it's gonna give you an error. So switch x, and then I'm gonna create my cases. So let's say case, and then parentheses 1 for case 1. So basically, if x is equal to 1, let's say y becomes 5. And then for case 2, so if x is equal to 2, y becomes 10. Case 3, y equals 15. And then at the very end, you put your last statement, which is otherwise y equals 20. Okay? And then your final line is end. So what this set of command does is it looks at the value of your switch variable x, and depending on if it's 1, 2, or 3, it's going to output a value for a second variable y. So in this case, x is equal to 3, so I expect it to go to this case 3, and it should give me y equals 15. So if you run it, you're going to see y equals 15. And again, you can use this type of logic to generate a bunch of different lines. So let's say we're copying the same thing, switch x, and case 1, case 2, case 3, you could add different commands here. So typically, if x, for example, is a molecule, and if it's CO2, you want to do a certain calculation. If it's methane, you want to do a certain calculation, etc. You could use this type of logic to structure your calculation tree and your calculation logic for it.